Hi everyone, I'm Raleigh with HBF Fitness, and I'm going to teach you some mobility and flexibility exercises. What's great about these is that you can do them daily. Now, there's no must-dos with this, so you move at your pace and do what feels good for your body. The cool thing about it is that you can do it anywhere, anytime, indoor, outdoor. You may want a yoga mat, but if that's not available to you, you can still use another soft surface. By doing these movements daily, you'll see progress in the range of motion of your joints and feel better for it. Exercise improves mood and our mobility. The first exercise we're going to do is the cat-cow. Put your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. As you inhale, look up, and as you exhale, look down. Your tailbone will follow. You just flex and extend the spine. As you inhale, reach the chest through. As you exhale, press the shoulder blades apart and curve the spine. As you inhale, you'll reach the chest through, let the shoulder blades slide down the back. Exhale, press them apart. We're going to go through a vinyasa here. We go from high plank. As we exhale, we lower. Inhale, we reach the chest through. And then exhale to our downward facing dog. Tailbone nice and high, long spine. On your next inhale, take the right heel high. And as you exhale, take the knee towards the nose. Heel high on inhale. As you exhale, knee towards nose. Next one, plant the foot down and then reach the arms up high. Take some deep breaths here. We're going to get a good stretch in our hip flexors. By tucking the tailbone under, contracting the glute, you get a good stretch in the hip flexors. Reach the fingertips high to the sky. You get a nice stretch from knee to fingers. And go back to our downward facing dog, and we'll go through another vinyasa. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Now take the left heel high. Same drill, knee towards nose. Inhale up, exhale, try to crunch knee towards nose. On the next one, go ahead and take that foot in between the hands for a low lunge. We'll drop the back knee, lift the hands up high, feeling a long stretch from knee to fingertips. And try to tuck the tailbone under. Reach those fingertips high, breathe and feel a stretch in the front of your hip. And exhale, we're going back to our downward facing dog. And here we're going to lift again, but then let the knee bend and open up. We'll do a big circle with our hips. We're trying to make a big circle with our knee. We'll take it one direction. And then let's go ahead and take those circles the opposite direction as well. I'm trying to make as big a circle as you can with the knee. Take a big breath. And as you exhale, go ahead and plant that foot on the outside of the hand now. Find your space here, and then we'll do our cat-cow here too. As you inhale, you look up. As you exhale, you look down and try to straighten that front leg. So you get a good stretch in the hamstring. It doesn't matter if that leg straightens, you just get a good stretch in the hamstring. We then go back to our wide low lunge, try to take the elbow towards the ground, and then reach fingertips up high. We're actively pressing the left hand into the floor, reaching right hand up high. Go back to our downward facing dog, left hip up, and then we'll take that through big circles as well. Take the foot to the outside of the hand and then go through our cat-cow lunge here as well. Inhale, you look up, feel a good stretch in the front body, and as you exhale, feel a good stretch in the back side of your body. Again, doesn't matter if that front leg straightens, connect with your own movement. We'll take the elbow low, feel a good stretch in the upper back, and then open up the chest, reach fingertips high. We're not trying to go back far, trying to take those fingertips up high. We'll then return to our downward facing dog. A good stretch in the side body, tailbone nice and high. And we'll go through another vinyasa here. We lower towards the mat, we lift, feel a stretch in the front of our body, shoulders away from our ears, and then press our tailbone high for downward facing dog. And downward facing dog, we point tailbone high and try to create a long line from our fingertips to our tailbone. We'll walk our toes towards our hands, let the head hang, arms heavy, head heavy, and then just bend and straighten the knees a little bit. And feel a good stretch in the back side of your thighs. And just move with what feels comfortable for you. Tailbone staying nice and high. Take a deep breath, reach those arms up high. As you exhale, you can go to a prayer posture. You're practicing a squat here, so inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, descend into a deep squat. Plant your hands on the floor, and then just lift your tailbone high, and then bring it back down low. We're feeling a stretch in the backside. Again, the legs don't need to go straight. In fact, we want a soft bend. In the bottom position, we're trying to make a big chest. So long spine, chest tall. Pry your knees open, we rotate, palm up, reach for the sky. With the other hand, palm up, reaching for the sky. And then we'll do another frog squat, where we get the tailbone high and pull ourselves into an even deeper squat. Stand up nice and tall, and then drop into one more squat before we move on to our next posture. From downward facing dog, and we're going to go to a pigeon. This is now going to stretch the outside of our hip really well. We take that knee towards the elbow, rest it down. You can slide the left leg back so you get a good stretch in the hip flexor. Rest your head on your hands as I'm doing here. Take some deep breaths here. You'll feel a stretch in the outside of your hip. The front shin doesn't need to be straight, but we do want our hips squared to the front of the mat. Wake up that sleeping pigeon and come up, tuck the toe, and go back to your downward facing dog. We'll hit the other side as we inhale the leg back, exhale knee towards, and then drop it down. You can shift that leg back until you feel a good stretch in the hip flexor and side hip. So I'm resting my head on my hands, taking some deep breaths, feeling a good stretch in the outside of my hip. An opportunity to connect with your breath. Most of our movements have been pretty quick. And this is a chance to slow it down, feel that stretch after we've already warmed up our hips. Wake that sleeping pigeon, go to our downward facing dog again. Walk toes towards your hands. And then when you're ready, roll up, reach arms high to the sky. And we'll practice the next one, which we call a frogger. Similar to the child's pose, we're going to take knees and heels in line, open up the hips, so we're stretching the inside of our thighs. And I'm going to actively try to take my tailbone towards my heels. I'm going to feel a good stretch here, and feel free to play around with it. You can shift side to side, and similar to our cat-cow, you can flex and extend the spine. So you can tilt your pelvis up and tilt it down, and feel a good stretch, opening up the inside of our thighs after stretching the outside of our thighs with the pigeon. From there, we're going to go to our recovery resting posture. We're going to take knees wide, toes together, and shift our hips back and descend into a child's pose. So our head resting on the mat, arms extended. We're here comfortably taking some deep breaths as we allow our belly to rest between our thighs. Try to shift your hips back and relax into the posture. And slow your breath and deepen it. And come out of the posture by walking your hands back towards your hips. Come up, sit your tailbone on the back of your ankles and feel a good stretch in the front of your quads. Great work, guys. Thank you for joining me. Stay well.